What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And yes, you can see finally on screen we have our very first glimpse at the brand new dual unit Sengoku and GARP. This has been a very long time coming. Like, this character was voted for, I believe, in like August, around, or I think it was around August earlier in 2018, and we're only just getting the full announcement of this now. Earlier in November, they actually put out a tweet saying that, you know, GARP and Sengoku were going to be arriving on Treasure Cruise Global, but we just didn't know when, and now we have our first announcement of these characters, December 27th, 1900 PST time. We're going to be running for 24 hours. They are confirmed to be a brand new raid boss. Now, they will have a 60 stamina difficulty, so I would imagine they're going to be quite difficult. In this actual banner, it lists a lot of information because this is a raid that has never been out before, so it does list a lot of information as to what to expect heading into the raid, and also about some other really cool things that we'll go through in this video. Now, you can see here, it also states that on January 1st to January 2nd, you can also unlock them there as well, or they'll be available then, so you can also run them during that period as well. So, let's go ahead and just talk about this really quickly. The banner itself looks amazing. I am so happy with the artwork that they've made for these characters. They look so goddamn good. Even though I would have preferred them to be legends, because I feel like Sengoku definitely needs a better legend. GARP honestly deserves a really good captain effect as a legend, and I mean, it's interesting to see them as a raid boss so everyone can get them, but I still would have preferred these characters to be a legend. But anyways, just looking at the banner, you can see it says Clash Sengoku and GARP. Now, I was actually in a Discord call while this information actually came out, and they pointed out that Sengoku has yellow text, GARP has blue text. So that would possibly mean that Sengoku is going to be the Psy unit, GARP going to be the Quick unit, as their dual unit colors. But obviously there's no confirmation on this yet. We'll have to wait for a data download to add these characters into the game, and then we can get data miners to go ahead and get us the abilities of these characters. So let's go ahead and have a look here. So, Sengoku and GARP, who everyone voted for, has finally joined the fray. Admiral Sengoku, Vice Admiral GARP, in their younger days, have arrived at Extra Island as a double character. Yes, so this is going to be the first raid unit that is a double character. So this is really, really exciting stuff. Defeat Sengoku and GARP on Expert or Master difficulties to get a chance at recruiting 4-star Sengoku and GARP for your crew. So Expert, I believe, is 30 stamina. Master is 40 stamina, and it says defeat them on Ultimate difficulty to be a guaranteed drop, essentially. So Ultimate is the 60 stamina version, so there's lots of different varieties to farm this up. So even if you cannot beat the 60 stamina version, it is still quite good to farm this up to try and max out their skill, because I am assuming that they are actually going to be pretty good characters. Now, it also says here, plus, the Sengoku GARP is going to be a trusty character in the upcoming treasure map, the post-evolution version of the character. So if you get the 4-star version, the 4-star version will not be a trusty character in the actual treasure map against NL. NL is going to be our next treasure map, so it's interesting that they are bringing this character out for that treasure map, and I really hope that they're good captains, just because if they're not captains, you don't really get the full effect of their switching in their just captain effect, being able to switch between the two captain effects. So I hope they are very, very good captains, and it actually lists a little bit of a tease as to what they're actually going to be doing. Now, for more information on trusty characters, make sure to check the notice in the game so you can see what characters will be boosted. Now, the effects of trusty characters will differ, of course. Admiral Sengoku and Vice Admiral GARP's pre-evolution will not be a trusty character, so if you get them, make sure to evolve them. Now, luckily for us, they've actually gone ahead and given us information about a variety of these stages here in this fight, so we can actually start preparing for this fight. So, on Battle Version 1, on the first stage, the Nijitanet's Major with the Great Barrier will bind slots, so defeat him as soon as possible. So I'm not really too sure who this is. I'm sure we'll be able to find out as soon as we enter the fight. We'll know exactly who we need to take down. But you see, he has a Great Barrier and also binds slots, so definitely kill him. Otherwise, you know, you don't really want to get your slots binded. Obviously depends on how much he binds your slot for, but I would assume the way that they're saying, you know, beat him as soon as possible, that it's probably going to be a pretty extended period that they are going to be, you know, locking your slots for. Now, it doesn't say anything about stage 2, so likely that's going to be like a stage with turtles or like just fodder characters. But on Battle 3, watch out for the Hellbird Ensign in the middle of the front row. He will bind a captain when defeated, therefore consider when taking him down. So that's really nice that they actually list that there. So he binds your captain. Now, as I said, it doesn't really give you that much specific information. It's very vague. So they state that he will bind your captain. That would most likely, I would guess, it's going to be like a 4-turn bind, so that, you know, the turn after you kill him, you're still going to have a bind on your character. Hopefully it's only 3 turns, so you can just utilize sockets to get rid of that. But, you know, we're not really too certain at this current time, but the guy in the middle of the front row, so the middle of the front row on stage 3, when you kill him, your captain will be binded. So now let's move on to stage 4. So stage 4, there's 2 patterns to this battle, and the enemies in both will have a variety of preemptive actions. Defeating them quickly may be a good idea, but you may gain an advantage if you take your time here. I'm not really too certain why they state that specifically. I'm not really too certain. I don't really get that. Defeating them quickly may be a good idea, but you may gain an advantage if you take your time here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is maybe like if a character stays alive, they might give you like an orb boost or an attack boost that's pretty significant or something like that on stage 4, so that you can take that into the final room. And because there's 2 patterns, maybe there's one pattern that gives you like a really high orb boost, and maybe there's another pattern that gives you a really high attack boost. I don't know, this is just me like thinking straight off the top of my head about what it lists here, but that's really interesting. You know, defeating them may be a good idea, but you may gain an advantage if you take your time. So we'll have to wait and see once we get into this boss fight to see how this works. But now the most important part, right? The boss battle. So the boss battle, which is the battle 5, the boss will change to a strength type. I don't understand why he becomes a strength unit. That doesn't... Well, actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it would actually make so much sense if they brought out Legend Shiki right now. That makes so much goddamn sense, because not only is Shiki a quick unit that would help you take down a strength boss, but as we know with the lore of One Piece, young GARP and young Sengoku both together fought against Shiki once he escaped from Impel Down. That makes so much goddamn sense, and I think that might actually happen. So we could be seeing the release of Legend Shiki really soon on Global. I don't know. This isn't me calling stuff out right now. I'm just saying, with the way that it's listed here, it would make a lot of sense if that were the case. And the thing about it is, I believe with the Shiki team and his rare recruits, I don't think they have like many attack boosts or many orb boosts or many boosts in general. So that would actually make a lot of sense, because on Battle 4 you could get a boost from the mob stages, and then you can carry those into the boss room because Shiki doesn't really have that many boosts. That would just make so much goddamn sense if they brought out Legend Shiki for this boss battle, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So he changes to a strength unit, he will randomly change your slots, and sets a strength slot barrier for 2 turns. So this is really interesting again. So the best way around this would be to have strength units on your team and have some nice orb manipulation to give you some strength orbs, of course, to help you go through that barrier. Alternatively, there aren't that many other options. It depends how much of... It says it's a 2-turn barrier, right? A 2-turn barrier. Unless if you bring 2 units that remove 1 turn of barrier, that could also work. Just off the top of my head, characters that could help you remove barriers would be the World Clash Blackbeard, I believe, got rid of barriers. Rare Recruit Amand would also help. Legend 6+ Striker, not the Striker lore, but the Cerebral lore helps. Rare Recruit Speed Jill also helps with removing barriers. So you could potentially bring like 2 of those characters on your crew, use them to get rid of the barrier. That could also help there. But on top of this, make sure to have a way to deal with the slot change, of course. We recommend finishing this fight quickly, as they'll do a variety of things each turn. Again, very vague, we don't know exactly what they're going to be doing here. Even if you defeat them once, they'll come back for another round. Make sure to use buffs such as attack boosts that last at least 2 turns to aid your fight to victory. So we do get confirmation here that once you do kill them, they will revive. It doesn't actually state how much they get revived for. Like, do they come back with half health? Do they come with 30%, 25%, full health? Hopefully it's not a full health, because that's going to make it extremely difficult. But it's cool that they give us a little bit of a rundown of this particular fight, so we can kind of prepare for this a little bit preemptively before it actually comes out. Again, we have special requests at Chopperman are going to be added for this specific Clash event for each difficulty. Clear Expert difficulty to get wanted posters for the actual character, as well as Hime Turtles to power them up, and the materials to evolve them. Clear the Master or Ultimate difficulties to get their wanted posters and boosters, Rainbow Gems, and Forbidden Tomes. So some pretty good rewards, very similar to the previous raid bosses that have come out, like Raid Cracker and Raid Zoro. and challenge Clash Sengoku and GARP many times to get rewards. This could be very similar to like the Blitz battles, you know, when you run it a certain amount of times, like 30 runs, you get like a really cool reward. So we might get something like that for this particular global first raid boss. Furthermore, you'll have a chance to get more rainbow gems than usual for clearing ultimate difficulty. That's also interesting. So maybe they'll give us, you know, maybe like 5 gems for clearing a certain amount of times. That would be cool. Plus, at the end of the event period Clash, Sengoku and GARP will be added to the unlockable quest between January 2nd and January 9th. Yes, as we said here at the very top of the page, for December 27th and January 1st. So he's going to be returning after his initial, you know, release on January 1st. But then after he leaves here, you can then go ahead and unlock them for 1 rainbow gem for 24 hours. So yeah, if you still haven't maxed it in those 2 periods, make sure to go ahead and do it between this period, because we don't really know when these characters are going to be returning on Global, so make sure to max it when this actually comes out. Now, to finish a little bit of this information here, it says Request from Chopman will not be available for this quest when played as an unlockable quest or a replay adventure, so I would highly suggest definitely max them out in their first 2 arrivals on Global rather than going ahead to unlock them. But, you know, if you are busy those days, of course, it's a very busy time of year for everyone, of course, so, you know, if you don't get the chance to do it, you still can max them out just through the unlock missions. Now, before we finish this video, at the bottom here, it says, there's no doubt Sengoku and GARP will give your fighter crews a super boost in power. That is really exciting. We get a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a sprinkle of a tease as to what these characters do. We do know now that they're definitely going to be fighter characters. I guess we all kind of assumed that, but we now know that they are going to boost fighter crews. So I would assume that they're going to be fighter captains, with maybe GARP giving maybe damage reduction or healing, and then Sengoku does something else. It's going to be interesting, and I really can't wait to see what these characters fully do, especially with their max limit break, because they're surely going to have a limit break as well. And we don't know when this is going to be arriving on JP. This is definitely going to come to Japan. We just don't know when it is actually going to arrive. Now, get their wanted poster, breeze through your next quest. This was a very, very obscure time to actually reveal this information, but nonetheless, I'm super excited about this specific Clash event. When this Clash comes out, I'll definitely be making a video on the channel for you guys, running down through the raid, as you guys will be seeing, and also discussing the unit as a whole, and like how they actually are. Are they actually worth farming for? I'm sure they are going to be worth farming for. I mean, just look at them. That banner is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to be ending this video here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.